Good morning. I'm Rona, and it's good to see everybody. Today I'm going to talk about peace of mind. Um, Trying to get centered up here. Like I said, I'm not professional. This is my second podcast, and I do have my name in the banner, so I figured out more how to do it. But as I mentioned in my first one yesterday, I did have a total and complete nervous breakdown in 2015. And I'm hoping these broadcasts or podcasts will help someone else. If I even reach one person that's had the same or similar experiences I have, I hope it's a blessing to them. I'm very thankful. I'm a Christian. I thank the Lord today for the light of a new day. That's very important. There was a time right after my breakdown, as I like to call it, my collapse is what I prefer, that I was just living minute to minute. Then it got hour to hour. And then finally it got day to day. So I'm very thankful for each new day. Um, but peace of mind is very important, and it's something that we take for granted. I know I did before my collapse breakdown. Um, I'd worked hard all my life, and from 1990 to 2015, I worked at the local police department as a secretary. First 19 years, I was secretary in the detective division, and I really enjoyed that work, but some of it was not too pleasant. The worst part about it was transcribing statements, victims, witnesses, suspects, and some of them got really bad, but I had to do it. It was part of my job, and I kept up with all the case files of all the officers and detectives. I really enjoyed it. And in the last 6 years, I was the secretary for the chief of police. And that was a different type of work, but a lot more stress. And a lot of times you don't realize it when stress is creeping up on you. I was going to a nurse practitioner at the time, and she started telling me, Rona, you need to go to a therapist and talk to her about your stress. And I just dismissed it because I thought, there's a stigma around associated with it, going to therapy. And I thought, ooh, I don't want anybody to know that. I don't want to go to a therapist. But I didn't listen to her, and I ended up collapsing. So if you feel like you need to go talk to somebody, please go see a therapist, because the one I went to helped me greatly. I ended up in the hospital collapsing at work after 25 years and had to retire because I was no longer able to work. And of course, they made me promise before I left the hospital that I would go see a therapist. They had to convince me that it was stress. I thought I'd just collapsed from asthma because I have asthma, and you'd hyperventilate and then go down. So that's all I thought it was, and it made me mad when they said it was stress. And then they kept talking to me, and what they said made sense. It was stress. So I didn't have a peace of mind for a long time. In fact, um, that first year, most of the time I was in bed, and many days I didn't care if I lived or died. And when it first happened, my mom moved me in with her because I couldn't keep my house or my vehicle. And if it wasn't for her and the good Lord, I'd have been homeless and probably wouldn't have made it. Wouldn't have been alive today. But I'm very, very thankful for Mom, and that I know Christ, and that Jesus Christ saved me. And I'm very thankful for that. And my mother, she'll probably kill me for saying this, but she was 80 when I had my collapse. And she is a very strong woman. She's from West Virginia, and they grow them strong in West Virginia, and tough, let me tell you. She's a wonderful person, very supportive, very loving, and I don't even know what I'll put her through. I know she worried a lot, prayed a lot, had a lot of warriors on Facebook, and I appreciate all those, and I still do. I still have health issues, but I am making progress each day. But I didn't have a lot of peace of mind. I didn't have any peace of mind back then. Like I said yesterday in my podcast, it left me with PTSD, and mine was from different experiences that I won't go into before, uh, besides my job. Uh, but I can imagine what veterans go through with their PTSD. My heart goes out to them, and I really feel for you. But, there were many days that I would question the Lord when I was laying in bed. Why did this happen to me? And Mama would tell me, Rona, you're not supposed to question the Lord. And I guess you're not, but I talk to God all the time. And so I just could not. I was in such a place. I couldn't help it. I didn't understand why it had happened. And I mean, I had lost everything. I felt like I had lost everything. I'd lost all my skills. I used to really be uh, fast on the computer and on the calculator and all. I could multitask, and I could have 5 people in the office tell me what to do, and I could, you know, handle that. And I went from that to sometimes I couldn't even hardly speak. Um, it affected my speech. I'd stutter. I couldn't talk to anybody on the phone for a long, long time. And when I talked to Mama, sometimes I'd just freeze up. My voice would get slurred. I'd start stuttering real bad, and that would just get me so frustrated. And my therapist helped me with that. She taught me how to land. She called it. You sit in the chair and feel the weight of the chair. Focus on that. Um, uh, Supporting you, and feel your feet on the floor, rubbing around on the floor, and feel that support. And it takes the focus of your stress from your chest when you start having a panic attack, because that, of course, came with the collapse. But, I've come a long way. People that know me, I'm sure, can't believe I'm doing a podcast if they see these, which I hope they will. But I also hope it does help someone, even one person that maybe has gone through this. But like I said back then, it erased so much of my memory. I'm doing better on my memory. I have short-term memory loss. There's still some things I cannot remember, but that's just something. I'm just thankful for what I do have back, and I'll be discussing the things that have the abilities I have regained. I'll be discussing that in these podcasts. So there is hope if you are going through a nervous breakdown. There is hope, but you must get help. Please see a therapist. And my faith is strong, and it was strong. I was just talking to God because I couldn't understand it. I felt totally empty. And like I said, there are a lot of days I didn't want to live, but I would never, ever take my own life, because that's not the way to do it. And I don't want to go to hell. So I did not ever seriously think about that. But I mean, of course, it goes through your mind when you at the lowest point in your life, but I would never do it. And you just got to hang on to each minute. Sometimes, like I say, it's minute to minute, hour to hour, and then it got day to day. You just think about this time you're in now, this moment you're in now, if it's hard. and you're struggling. That's what I had to do. And not, like I said, my therapist guided me on this. My mother had to do everything, bless her heart. And she's such a good woman, and she helped me. She still helps me a lot. And just hopefully you'll have a support person like I do. And hopefully you'll find your faith in God if you don't already have it, because that helps a long way. And, like I said, peace of mind is important. I didn't have it back then. It's something that developed through the years. And with PTSD, it's hard because you have terrible nightmares at first. And you wake up, I'd wake up screaming out of my nightmares. They were horrifying. But, and that bothered you through the day. You try to put things out of your mind, but you just can't. And that comes later. It does get easier. So, try to hang on to that if it helps you at all. It does get easier because look at me. I can talk now. My voice is kind of rough because I had my thyroid removed last August, and this is March. So they say it takes about a year to get your voice back to normal. So I'm going to be talking a lot, so I hope I get it back. But I just wanted to let you know, I hope it made sense today, but you do get your peace of mind back. I know what you're going through, maybe not your specific case or whatever, but I know you don't have peace of mind right now if you're going through a nervous breakdown, and depression. Depression comes with it, and anxiety. I didn't mention those yesterday. And it took me a long time to even be able to get out of bed and sit up in the living room, and talk to mom and not be scared. But I'll cover other things in my other future podcasts. But I do hope you'll continue to watch me. I think I have 5 views, so woohoo, I'll take them. But hopefully I'll get more. But that's all for today. I just want you to know that peace of mind does come. It may take a while, but you will get your peace of mind back and be able to relax and have good days. So have a blessed day today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.